Today we've got a drop opening and a massive prospect cup opening as well. Massive shout out to Brunny who's lent me their account. I'm going to show every single drop, every single cup in this video, and they also asked if I could do a Q&A whilst doing it. And on top of that, they've provided a bunch of questions for me as well. So that's what we're doing today. So make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and why not leave a question for me down in the comments for when I want to do another Q&A in the future, because I was going to record this and I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't asked you guys for questions, and then Brunny's left me a massive list, so I'm going to answer those, open some crates, some cups, and just all in all have a good time. So leave your comments down below, and whilst you're there, if you are part of the nearly 70% of people watching that aren't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you click sub down below, as we are less than 1,000 away now from 950k on the road to 1 million. So to ease myself into it, I'll start with the drops, do the trade ups, then do the tournament items. So sport drops first, and the first question from Brunny, there's some crazy ones on here and I haven't prepared any answers. Also, if you do hear a baby in the corner over here, my daughter is sat right next to me just chilling. So obviously if she starts going nuts, going mental, I will not subject your ears to that, but that is, you know, that's what she's doing. She's chilling over there at work with me, work with dad. So that's what we're doing. And the first question is actually, what motivates you in life? And honestly, I've always been quite a motivated person. I know there's the kind of debate between motivation versus discipline when it comes to achieving your goals. And when I put my mind to something, it's sort of as good as done. I feel like I have a very good sense of self-confidence, and you can't fake that, right? You know, you can pretend to be confident out in public or whatever, but in terms of self-confidence and self-esteem, that comes from you, and it comes from proving yourself right. And I have a track record over the years of setting myself challenges and tasks and achieving them. So if someone was to say, I bet you can't do this, or can you do that? If I have decided that I'm going to do it, then in my mind, it is as good as done. And it kind of goes back to that little saying of like, whether you believe you can do it or not, you are correct. So if you think you can do it, you absolutely can, but you have to genuinely think it. So because I feel like I call myself a motivated person, I then act accordingly. And because I have a track record of me keeping promises to myself, I continue to do so. But in terms of motivating me, more so than just discipline and getting things done, I think gratitude helps. I'm grateful for where I am every day, and I'm motivated every day to keep working hard to try and continue the trajectory I'm on, to try and keep things as they are. And of course, I'm not going to say the elephant in the room, but you know, I just mentioned not so long ago my daughter Olivia, who is down here next to me, and I think family, this little bubble that I've created, my fiance Rachel, the best person, mum in the world, my daughter Olivia, my dog as well. And that is a huge motivational factor for me. And whether it's on the literal sense of, you know, I've got to try and provide for my family. It sounds weird, like talking about this about myself, because obviously I'm a new dad. She's only 2 weeks old at the time of recording. So it's still quite new for me to be the dad. Like when I say the word dad, I don't think of me, I think of my dad, and it's not really quite sunk in yet that no, that's me. I am the parental figure right here. So that's my biggest motivation. It's trying to be the best me for my family, and there's nothing quite like it, in all honesty. I feel like I've changed a lot as a person intrinsically over the last couple of weeks in ways that I can't even describe. So yeah, that's my biggest motivation, I would say. The next question is, what is one big thing you want to change about yourself? Luckily, there's not really a lot that I want to change. You know, there's nothing major. I will say over the last year or so, with a lot of changes in my life, moving house, since becoming a dad as well recently, not I've let myself go. I'm still in decent shape and I'm still very capable physically, but I don't quite like where I'm at physique-wise and body-wise. And given that everything else in my life is genuinely so perfect, the only thing I would really change is something I am currently sort of working on, and I will get back into the habit of things. It is I wouldn't even say fitness. I'm happy with where I'm at there. It's just my actual physique. That is something I would change. I'd just like to lean up a little bit, drop 20 pounds, and just feel a bit better about myself, have that little bit extra energy, because sleep is somewhat at a premium. Again, I have to shout out my fiance, who has been phenomenal with everything, you know, and it's been insane. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, but yeah, she's just been absolutely wonderful. Next question: what has kept you going all these years of doing YouTube? Thankfully, you know, I am very blessed, very lucky to call my career, my job, my hobby as well. You know, I feel like as a kid, everyone has that one thing that they really, truly connect with. And for me, it was making YouTube videos. You know, I'm not a Rocket League player turned YouTuber that makes videos about a game I like. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm a YouTuber at the heart of it. I've been doing YouTube since 2011 and making videos even before that. And it's my bread and butter. It's what I do. So I've just kept going doing YouTube because I love making it. Even when I haven't been making Rocket League videos, I'd make videos on, say, Fortnite, or I'd make videos for my football channel, or I'd do live streaming. I just love making content. I really enjoy being on the camera. As you guys know, at school for my A-levels, which is my highest level of qualification, the three subjects I took the furthest were business studies, media studies, and drama. Those three of which are the most perfect trio of subjects for someone who wants to be on camera as a YouTuber. So I feel like I was just made to do this, and the fact that I get to keep doing it is incredible. So I will continue to do so. But let's see what we've got for any trade-ins here. These can all go because we got them all today. Marauder wheels. Let's go to most recent here. These can all go. I've liked, archived everything that has to stay, so we can do a cheeky little trade up here with this one. Come on, apparatus wheels, they're broken. They're not great. That is going to be that. We can do this. Let's see what black market we get. Shattered. Okay, pretty cool. There is a black market to do here as well. Encryption, titanium white. That is absolutely mental. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, also, I will say, before I get into the tournament items, you can check out Brunny's links in the description. His TikTok and YouTube will be down there. So, go and check it out. If you end up getting a painted standard, octane, or black market from the tournament series, I will buy credits and have you pick a black market from my favorited blueprints, and I will build that black market using your code and submit it to Pick a Clip. No pressure. Let's just have a look and see what blueprints he actually has right here. There's nothing favorited because it never seems to carry over, but there's some absolute belters in here, and we contributed with the titanium white encryption as well. Here we go. So for the tournament items, we're going for line benders, one non-painted and one black. That's what they'd like. An octane housed in black, the nomadic banner in black, white, crimson, pink, or sky blue. And we're doing prospect only. So let's just smash these out, see what we can get. Hopefully we get a black market. That would be amazing. I've never had a painted black market from a prospect cup. One of the few things in Rocket League that I'm yet to do that I still can. Those being a titanium white octane in a drop and a painted black market from a prospect cup. So the next question, some of these questions, I don't know if I'll be able to think of an answer on the fly. This might be one of them, but I'll have a little think. It's what is something you don't tell most people that you'd be willing to share with your community? Something that I don't tell most people. See, I don't know. It's not that I divulge all the secrets of my life to everyone, so therefore I have nothing to say. But at the same time, nothing springs to mind. I'm pretty much like an open book. I wouldn't say, you know, I'm not hiding any sort of big secret or anything like that. And I think that translates pretty well to my videos, in the sense that what you see is what you get in my videos. I'm not... Oh, that was quite cool. I'm not putting on a character or anything like that. And I think anyone that has watched my videos and has then gone on to meet me in real life, I like to think would say that if they do watch my videos, they'd say I'm pretty much the exact same person, right? I might be a little bit more presentery on camera because I'm here by myself trying to entertain you. I'm not as in your face when I might meet you or anything like that. But as far as my temperament, my kind of personality, it's all pretty much the same. If the mouse could stop getting me to try and open all-star cups, that would be great though, game. So honestly, something I don't tell most people. I don't know. I really don't know. There's the line bender we wanted. That's good. So I'm gonna I guess we'll skip past that. That's very cool. Wow, the purple night sky. I like that. The next question, what is an experience you would want to relive again? Ooh, an experience I'd want to relive again. I will say there's been some pretty fun nights out that I wouldn't mind reliving again. I gotta say, it's not painted. I know some people, and generally speaking, drinking and all that kind of culture is not great for you. But like anything, like any vice, for example, I think in moderation it's good. I have not been out, clubbing or anything like that to the extent where it got boring or it got messy or anything like that. So I think just time with the people that mean the most to me, I'd happily relive any experience of that. Meeting friends, so many experiences with Rachel as well. You could pick any random day that I've seen my fiance on, and I would happily relive that. Any day over the last decade, I would happily relive that. So yeah, that's my answer to that one. And the next one, what do you think your past self would think of you now? Oof, I'll be honest, I think they'd be a bit surprised that I'm bald. I will say that. I think we knew it was coming because, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. But to be totally bald at the age of 26, now 27, that was a bit of a shock, I will say. I've pretty much gotten used to it now, so that's fine. But generally speaking, I think my past self would be happy with where I'm at. Obviously, whenever I think of my past self, I think of my childhood self. And the one thing my childhood self dreamed of more than anything, well, I would say that the two biggest dreams I had was being a dad and being a YouTuber. And I sit here for you today recording a YouTube video next to my daughter. So that kind of sums it up, really, doesn't it? I think it'd be absolutely ecstatic. This is like mental when I say it out loud. Everything I've ever wanted, has come true. I don't want for any more. I don't need any more. My cup is full. I am fulfilled. I'm happy. And everything is just absolutely incredible. And I think my younger self would be over the moon. And I think my younger self, depending on the age, would be very proud of themselves. Because a lot of the time when I reminisce and think about YouTube and everything like that, a lot of what I benefit from day to day these days is the direct result of the effort from a younger version of me. Whether that was the prepubescent boy who found YouTube and started making videos, or the teenager who made gaming videos despite other commitments at school and everything like that, or even the young adult who continued to pursue their dream instead of going off to university. All of those iterations and younger versions of me worked so hard so that I could be here telling you today how happy I am. I don't want this video to come across as braggy. I'm just very, very happy right now. So yeah, I think my past self would be very happy. And the next question is, what is a chance you're glad you took? It would have to be, there's two that spring to mind, the two main cornerstones of my life. It is, of course, if we go back earlier, it was the decision to, despite being about to go to university, to not go and pursue YouTube. And the other one was being honest about how I felt and having the courage to, basically go for what I want and make the life that I want and be with who I want to be with. And I think, with going for something that you love, trying to be with someone, whether that's a romantic partner or something like that, for example, there is a risk there. There's no guarantee that things work out. And I think the chance that I took on being vulnerable and expressing how I feel, she's little bundle of 6.5 pounds right next to me is testament as to how great things can be if you take that chance. So yeah, I would say with regards to relationships, my career, it all came with a risk, a chance that I took. And yeah, I'm glad I took every single chance. What is a place you need to travel to before you die? Now, I'm again, I feel like I'm quite lucky in the sense I've traveled a little bit here and there. There's nowhere that immediately springs to mind where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go there. In theory, for example, I remember I was talking to my brother when we were kids about going to South America. I think we were very much inspired by the Up movie from Pixar. But in reality, logistically, that's quite difficult in terms of both of our commitments. Also, is South America the safest place to go? No, it isn't. I know a lot of people, just especially from the UK and Europe, they think, right, I want to go to Asia. I feel like Asia is the most far-flung place from Europe. I suppose Africa probably is also that. But I have been to Africa. I went there last year, went to Morocco. But, you know, a lot of people, they're like, I want to go to Japan, want to go to China. Whilst I think they look absolutely beautiful, I don't have an overwhelming urge to go there, and I won't feel disappointed if I didn't. I love America, but I've obviously already been there. So there's nowhere that I think, it sounds horrible. If I were to, you know, pop my clogs today, there's nowhere I think, oh, I wish I could have gone there overwhelmingly. So yeah, nowhere really. I mean, there's a lot of questions I don't know how to answer. We've got, what is the most embarrassing situation you've ever been in? Honestly, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Every time I'm asked that question, even though I wasn't particularly embarrassed, my head goes back to the time in PE when I was 12. We were stretching and I just farted because I stretched too much, but I wasn't particularly embarrassed at the time. I genuinely can't think of a time where I was sort of really badly embarrassed. So yeah, I wouldn't know how to answer that. There's another one here. It says, what is something you're very passionate about but nobody knows? Well, on the basis that I'm passionate about it, obviously people are going to know. So there's nothing really that I'm super passionate about. I will say I'm quite into my darts. I will say that. I've played darts quite a lot over the last couple of years, going out to like the sort of sports kind of bars where they have the electronic darts, and I love that, and I'm getting quite interested in, like, with the darts Premier League. I watch the highlights every single week, so I really want to get into darts properly, and I don't think anyone knows actually how much. So as far as something that nobody knows about, it probably would be darts actually that I really want to get into. So you'll probably see me playing darts online or something, because as soon as I get a dartboard, it's over. I'll be trying to make videos of me like trying to hit my first 180 or something like that. So yeah, I'd probably say darts actually, with regards to something that nobody knows. Like, people know I'm partial to a game of darts here and there, but no one knows that I actually really, really like it, and I'd love the idea of playing darts properly. So I'll go with that. There's a few other questions here, but from looking at them, I'm not quite sure how I'd answer. You know, what is a story you don't get to share enough? Share it with us. I'm an open book. I share everything, so nothing springs to mind. This next one, I will say, what is a feeling you miss? I really have supreme amounts of nostalgia when I think back to my primary school years. You know, from the age of 4 to 11, particularly 4 to about 8. I think back to my first school so fondly, and I just miss the childlike wonder. I think naturally your wonder goes down when you've experienced most things you're experiencing, you know? And I miss how carefree I suppose I was as a kid. I absolutely loved school. That is a feeling I miss. I feel it deep in my chest when I talk about it. In a good way, but like a nostalgic sadness. Yeah, I absolutely love that. So that's a feeling I miss, but I wouldn't go back because we move forward. So those are the questions I'm going to leave it with. I'm going to refresh myself on any trade up requirements. Be sure to leave any more questions you have down in the comments, and I'll see you in a second. All right, here we go. Let's continue trading these bad boys up. Anything here can go really, except for, I guess, the purple. Is the purple even on this? There's no... Okay, just the crimson nomadic. That's the only thing that can stay. The rest can go. So let's trade up all these bad boys, see what we get. But yeah, that was fun. That was good. One thing I will say, after doing a Q&A or uncut crate opening like that, where I yap and yap and yap, my throat gets pretty damn sore, I'm not going to lie. And just before this, I recorded another video, which was essentially an uncut video for the football channel, my Premier League predictions. So suffering a little bit. I'll keep a purple one back. I'll keep the saffron one back as well, even though that wasn't a specified color, just because there was the tendency to want to keep nomadic banners. But yeah, we move on. We've got 8 more of these, and let's see if we can squeeze one more trade up out of this. We can. That's going to be it. I'll leave the rest there and see what we can do from here. So here, we want to keep the striker regular. We want to keep black. All non-painted and other paints can go. Do we have a black octane housed here? We don't, but I will keep the white and the striker one just in case. Let's trade up everything else. Trade up the player anthems. Get them gone. We got Knighted in Saffron. I think we might be able to get a black market from the tournament series just because we got a couple of fidget exotics. Maybe we won't be able to, but they did say I can also trade up their Wing Wraith, one of them. So that's a dub. We'll keep these back for now. Let's start with the non-painted stuff as best we can. See what else we can get here. You can go. There's more Octane housed here. You can all go. This might be the last one. You, I would say, Striker Crimson Prod. Let's go with that one can go, and we'll get rid of, I mean, the Saffron Striker. Yeah, it can go. It can go. We'll trade that up. Disco Floor. Now let's see if we can get a black line bender. Let's start with the non-painted stuff here. Come on. Regular. Okay, let's go again. Come on, give me a line bender in black. One more attempt at the very least. Let's go with you. Disco Ball, that's a bit of a shame. You can go. Striker, maybe that can stay. One more attempt. It's a Disco Ball show off. Okay, we might be able to get ourselves a cheeky black market here. So let's trade up. What do we want? We want to keep non-painted. So we'll keep one non-painted there. You can go. Bang! Fidget inverted purple. Pretty cool. So we want to keep that. So in theory, we can trade up these. I'm pretty sure, because anything else can be traded up. Any tournament items, no matter the color, can go. I do not care for them. Let's trade them up. Fidget inverted. That's good. Okay, we are going to trade up the Wing Wraith. So it is a 20% chance of a Dream State, 80% chance of a Disco Party. Brunny, it's been real. Check him out using the links in the description. Bang! Oh, it's non-painted. It's non-painted. I'll take it. He didn't say if it had to be from a crate or a trade up or not. He said if I got a black market from the tournament series, he would build a blueprint using my code and submit it for pick a clip. I don't know about you, but that looks like a tournament series black market to me. We managed to get those couple of exotics from the prospect cups were actually quite clutch. If we go to most recent, we can see sort of what we got today. And now I'm just going to have a quick look at the blueprints and see what black market ones he's got as to which one I could ask him to build. There's the one we got today, the titanium white encryption. I mean, that's not bad. That's really not bad. So, I mean, that's a consideration. Sky blue Interstellar's very cool. I will say that. Anything else down here? White Phoenix Cannon, pretty cool. Shade Raid. Oh, not Shade Raid, sorry. Stride Tide. That's very cool as well. I don't know. I don't know which one I'd pick. Let me know in the comments which one of these black markets you guys like the most. I'm very intrigued because he's got to build one of them. Black Airstrike might be the one from the Season 2 series. What a great season that was. You had Airstrike, Hades Bomb, phenomenal stuff from Rocket League. But yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff here. Orange Shade Raid, also very cool. But there we go. That is going to do it from me. If you did enjoy this video, please do drop a like, subscribe down below to join the Pixel Army. I've been Pixel, you have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. I'm at the top, I run these beats, I hold my spot, so stop before it hits you, it's pickapixel.